afternoon. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday. We've got a little bit of high school football tonight, high school games tomorrow, college games on Saturday, and some changes in the forecast as well. So quite a bit to get to as we go through the early parts of this afternoon. And the afternoon storms or the late evening storms on Friday could also bring even a brief opportunity for a few strong storms across portions of southern Arkansas. Again, we'll get to all that in just a minute. Look at the satellite over the last couple of hours shows the early morning fog, which was patchy but at times dense. That mixed out pretty quickly as we worked through the late morning hours, and now we're starting to see a nice little healthy afternoon cumulus field. Other than that, it's a lot of sunshine. Again, every shingle radar product that you see made possible by Brown's Roofing, brownsroofingla.com. Every shingle. It gets me every shingle time. A look at the radar shows absolutely nothing. Zoom in, and it confirms what I just told you. Not a whole lot happening across the area. So we get some gaps in the rain. I know that's a downside to a lot of folks that have missed out on the scattered rainfall, but there will be opportunities as we head through the upcoming weekend. Look at Futurecast, and again, most of our locations will see at least the potential for a few scattered storms late tomorrow. But that'll be probably after football games end for most locations, so I don't want folks to worry about that too much. In fact, we'll see quite a bit of sunshine through the day. The front arrives late tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. So you see the boundary and the cloud line kind of arriving, and then the storms kind of developing and spilling in through the early morning hours of Saturday. That's not necessarily the most favorable time of day for any kind of organized storm potential, but we'll get to that in a minute. And again, beyond that, some lingering scattered activity with some cloud cover for Saturday, but we will start to trend cooler, and then maybe even a lingering sprinkle later in the day on Saturday as well. A look at the severe weather threat. Again, your severe weather forecasts, all your severe weather hazards made possible by Allegiance Health Network. Most of our locations don't really see much of a severe storm threat. Again, as the front moves deeper into our region, it's moving in later and later into the night or earlier and earlier into the morning on Saturday, and so the conditions become less and less favorable. It's not necessarily an overly favorable severe weather setup anyway, but an advancing cold front and some warm, humid air out ahead of it, it does bring at least the brief window of opportunity in our far northwestern counties in southern Arkansas to maybe see a rogue strong storm early in the night before conditions, again, kind of work against that potential as we work into the early morning hours of Saturday. A look at potential rainfall, and again, the rainfall forecast, scattered rain chances, right? Yield scattered rain totals. I say that all the time. And so where we do see the rain, maybe some quick quarter-inch, maybe even half-inch totals, but they won't be overly widespread. And again, thunderstorm-driven rain could also kind of disrupt things as we go through the early morning hours as well. If you get a few thunderstorms that train over the same areas, obviously a quick 3/4 of an inch of rainfall, definitely not out of the question. Quick check of temperatures this afternoon. It's a warm one. We're already back to 90 in Monroe, 90 in Camden, Monticello, Magnolia. It's 88 in El Dorado, 86 Vicksburg, Lake Providence. So again, mid to upper 80s. There are some spots that are a little bit cooler than others, but it's in general just a hot afternoon. As you take a look across the region and you see that cold front to the north, and you're like, there it is. There's the cold front. That's what's bringing. That's not it. It's actually the front back out to the northwest. This boundary is going to kind of pass to the northeast tonight. It's also bringing some organized thunderstorms across eastern Tennessee, but it's really no bother for us. Again, 90 Shreveport, 85 in Little Rock. There is some cooler air out over the Ozarks, but as you look at Futurecast, again, Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe. Most of our locations stay, again, very warm on Friday. Mid to upper 90s. Kickoff temperatures probably hovering near 90 degrees as you get ready for high school games tomorrow night, maybe even a little bit warmer in the southern parishes. So the hydration breaks and things of that nature will probably be a possibility or a likelihood as we go through the day Friday. Then, as I mentioned, the front arrives late Friday night, early Saturday morning. Temperatures fall off for a lot of us on Saturday. In fact, across southern Arkansas, it could be a very, very pleasant day. But if you are heading to Tuscaloosa for the Alabama-ULM game, obviously that kicks off a little bit later in the day, but I would expect it to be still fairly warm. The front really won't push through those areas until later in the day on Saturday. And then as we go deeper into the weekend, morning lows back into the 60s for a lot of us Sunday morning, and then low to mid-80s for highs Sunday afternoon. Morning lows in some areas could actually sneak back into the upper 50s early parts of next week. I'm not overly optimistic about it yet, but it is certainly a possibility. So a little bit of good news there. quick check of the tropical satellite, and again, we've been watching the potential for development, and now we're up in the next 48 hours, a higher likelihood of seeing tropical development. There's a lot going on out there, and so you're probably thinking, okay, is it this, or is it this, or is it this? I really just wanted to do that to show you I could do that. But it's really this. I changed colors. This is the area that we're looking at for the possibility for tropical development. I can kind of be humorous about it because it's way out there in the open Atlantic, long way away from any land masses for the time being, but it is something that we're watching as we head through the next week to 2 weeks. Again, mid-September is kind of the peak for the Atlantic hurricane season. We're kind of in the peak, and we'll start kind of on the downhill slide over the next weeks and months. But, again, something to watch as we go through the next few days. Your day planner for the rest of the afternoon, most of us will see a steamy afternoon, back into the low to mid-90s in many locations, and then we'll look for the temperatures to fall off a little bit as we head through the overnight. Lows tonight generally falling back into the low 70s. Some areas may not even get to 72. May even see 73s and 74s depending on just kind of how the winds and cloud cover treats us through the overnight. Clearing skies, tad warmer than that. Look at the 7-day forecast. Evelyn, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us from Vidalia. And we always enjoy seeing folks from Concordia Parish and over in Adams County, Mississippi, and the Natchez area and some of the surrounding regions, Faraday and some of those spots as well. Glad to have you guys on board. Ethan asks, what do you think Saturday looks like for an outdoor event? That's the tough part at this point because the scattered showers and storms will generally be along the front, and we should see a general drop-off in a lot of that activity. But as the boundary still makes its way through the day on Saturday, there's probably still going to be some scattered stuff along the front. I'm not overly concerned about like organized thunderstorms or severe weather or something like that. But we're kind of still assessing that part of the forecast. I would say not necessarily to cancel outdoor plans, but keep an eye on the forecast to kind of see how things pan out. If we can get the front through the area quickly enough on Saturday morning, the rain may not be as big of a headache. And you can see the 20% rain chances in on Sunday. It's kind of the same story. If the boundary kind of lingers, there could be some post-frontal little elevated showers or storms, mainly in the southern parishes and counties, but not, again, nothing overly widespread. Temperatures back into the mid-80s, then back into the upper 80s Tuesday, and again, the relief is short-lived. We're back in the low 90s middle parts of next week. Susan asks, can you get the digital weather desk on your smart TV? Right now, really the option would be to watch these on YouTube and cast them to your TV from YouTube. There are plans in the future for more smart TV integration. We are 4 days in, and I know you understand that, and I appreciate you being a part of it. But lots of plans in the works, and as I mentioned, and we'll continue to mention what things look like on day 4, and what they look like on week 4, and what they look like on month 4, and what they look like on year 4 may be very, very different. But we're excited to bring what we are bringing to you, and to make it possible is these local businesses that you see there on your screen. We appreciate all of them being on board, and they make this possible free of charge for you. Also, real quickly, and again, if you want to be involved, Jared at digitalweatherdesk.com, your local business can get involved as well. You take a look at the 7-day, and real quickly, I just wanted to bring some updates on the app. Continues to be in construction. But we are on the tail end of that, and I expect, hopefully, to see kind of a test version of that app in the next couple of days. Obviously, still probably more days after that, after we kind of test it, as I test it, make sure that everything looks good, and then we can submit it out, and I expect, hopefully, maybe in the next couple of weeks, so next 2 weeks-ish. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Don't hold me to those timelines because, again, we could always run into some snags here and there along the way. Gene, thanks so much for joining us. My neighbor Eddie asks if I can come blow the leaves off his roof. Funny story about him real quick. First time I met that guy, Christmas Day, standing on his roof, blowing the leaves off. I was like, man, this guy really does not like his family, which is actually couldn't be farther from the truth. He's a great family guy. He's a great neighbor, too. Thanks so much for joining us on the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. You never know what I'm going to get into, but that's just kind of the joy of this. We'll join you a little bit later this afternoon. Also, your Neville football forecast, they kick off tonight. That comes your way in about an hour or two as we kind of take a look and tweak the last few looks at those temperatures as we get ready for the game. Thanks so much.